Oops. Okay. Forward motion. Here we go. So, what is forward motion? Well, Galper coined the term, jazz educator and jazz piano player, jazz theorist, Galper, and he coined the term, forward motion, and I really don't want to do a disservice to his work at all. So I just wanted to do my own video of it for people who watch my videos, to give basically a shout out to his work and to show one of the practices that I learned. So his theory of forward motion is basically that in Western classical music education, and even in a lot of jazz education, you just start on the one rhythmically, and you often just go, you just start on the one, and it's like, where do you end up? And so forward motion is, let's actually look at where we're going, not where we're starting. So let's say I'm in C major, I want to end on the E, so I'm just going to go, so this is the chord. So forward motion is practicing licks or melodies, or that's on the 5, right? Practicing where you're actually starting anywhere, but you're ending there. So so I'm going to show a very simple practice now. We're just going to do a 2-5-1 in C major, which is just a D minor 7, G7, C major. And what we're going to do is, it's easy if you actually start at the end, if you actually go, or I guess, let's see, if you go, So this is non-Barry Harris scales. I wouldn't normally play it this way, but just for the sake of, this is the example I learned from Galper, was not using the Barry Harris scale, which would have the G sharp or the A flat in there. Using the Barry Harris scale, it would be a little different. It would be something like that. But if you're using traditional, major scales, just start on F and just go down from F. Simple as that. That's F, and then go F, E, D, C. F, F, E, D, C, F, A, D, C. And what we're doing here, this is like the easy way to see how that forward motion works, because you can see it, kind of have it put all together as a D minor. You're playing the third of D minor to the third of G major, or G7, to the third of C major. And so what this is showing is that when you synchronize the thirds harmonically, or more generally speaking, any chord tone, 1, 3, 5, or 7, sometimes 1, 3, 5, 6, if you use these chord tones, they basically end up, sounding very consonant, and they give forward motion in the sense that they propel you forward. If I go, from this point, I'm at maximum tension. So basically, forward motion is just saying, now here's the thing. So it's saying that if you synchronize your rhythms or your melodies. Now, Barry Harris has his own version of this using the Barry Harris scale, where, for instance, you're already in sync. If I'm going, that's fine. Or so I'm staying in sync using the Barry Harris scale, which has the G sharp or the A flat. So, this is, okay, it's not a comedy. So, there we are. So Barry Harris has his own version of it. But Hal Galper's version, you don't even need to use. Now, I still like to use the Barry Harris scales. I still like to add that extra note. So even using Hal Galper's theory, I do it with Barry Harris scales a lot. But let's do it without that now. And now I'm going to show you the practice, which, by giving it to you at first all at once, how we're going to end up. Right? But it's actually not as easy if you start it there. So you see, this practice is you add one note at a time. See, I messed that up though, right? So that's the practice. So start anywhere that you want to land on. Start on the 1, 3, 5, 6, maybe the 7, and that's the note that you want to land on. And say I'm in D minor on the F, and then I just add one note. So that's the practice. You're starting with the note that you're landing on, and then you just add 16th notes or 8th notes, as the case may be, before it.